Yo Wagwan, hope you're having a great day. It's about to get better because in this video I'm going to be showing you how to make a beat for Gunna in FL Studio from scratch. I'm going to be breaking down a beat that I made, which is basically based on his song Skybox. So I'm going to be showing you how to kind of reproduce that. Obviously I've chosen a different key and whatnot and tried to make sure it doesn't sound exactly like that, but I'm going to be showing you the elements that go into that today. So stay tuned to the end of this video. And if you don't know who I am, I'm Jay Carter Ray from jcarterray.com, teaching you how to be better at music, online business and online marketing. This is the #1 spot for musicians and creatives that don't want to be starving artists. So if that sounds like you, smash that subscribe button and check out the rest of the content on the channel. You will love it here. Now let's get straight into this. This is the beat. As you can see, not a lot going on. We've only got 2 melodic elements, and that's basically what I heard in the Skybox beat. Now honestly, generally I like to add, at least 3 melodic elements. And when I finish the song that I made on this beat up, I might add a pad to the chorus. But let me quickly play through this so you can kind of hear what's going on. We'll play through to about here, and then we'll start breaking down the patterns and everything that's going in here, because you will hear that yes, it's the same melody, but the melody changes up actually over here. So we'll play this, and yeah, then you'll hear what's going on in this beat, and then I can break it down for you. So let me play this and I'll be back in a bit. This is called grade cooking. Okay, so that's basically what we've got in the beat. So let's start breaking it down. First of all, let's go to the first pattern, which has everything in it, of course. And actually, let's go to individual patterns, because then you actually hear what's going on. So first we've got Omnisphere, and I will share the instrument that I'm using, because this does sound very similar to the instrument that Gunna had in the Skybox song. So you might want to write this down. You might want to check this instrument out in the future and see Wagwan. So obviously we're using Omnisphere. I've paid over, I think it was like £600 for it, so I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna use it, cuz. So here's what we got. We got Spaceland Octo Blippy. I've seen this in the past, but I don't really use it, to be honest. And here is the pattern. Oh, my bad. And also it's obviously been pitched up, because then I've half timed it. So let me play the original pattern and we'll actually go into the piano roll so you can see what's going on. It's basically a 3-chord progression, and then in the second half of the 3-chord progression we got some notes on top. So we got some top notes, basically some counter melodies. So this is what's going on. I think if I move this down an octave, Yeah, I believe that's where I ended up having it at. Let me quickly check because I'm not sure if I pitched this down or not. Nah, it doesn't even seem like I pitched it down. It seemed like I really liked where it was at, so I just left it. So that's our chorus melody here. Straight up, we've got, I believe this is 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this is 4, 5, 1. That's our chord progression here. So we got 4, which is a nice transitional chord into the 5, which is, I forgot what they call it, but it's like it's like a big, it's got a lot of tension. And then we've got number 1. I need to go back and refresh myself on chords and all that sort of stuff, but basically this is like the passing chord. Then we got 5, which is a tense chord, and then we've got 1, which is the root chord of this key. Now we're doing it in F sharp minor. I believe Gunna's Skybox song is in C sharp minor, and I like to make my songs in different keys from songs that I'm like copying or taking inspiration from, so that it definitely doesn't sound exactly like the song that I'm taking inspiration from or modeling. So here we've basically just got, you know, I started with the 4, 5, 1, 4, 5, 1, and then I've obviously added some strum to it with Alt and S, and I've added some randomization with Alt and R, and we've got these notes that come in starting on the second bar, which I like. So this is also a different note from here. So this is F, A, C, and then if we was to add another, what is this? This is the middle note from here, added up an octave over. I also did this over here. So we just added all the middle notes and we just copied them an octave up here. This is not exactly the middle note because the middle note would have been an E, but it just sounded better with this note there. So here we've got the B. I don't have the middle note here because we're actually, you know, using these notes to move around. And here we basically got the middle note and we've moved it down, or I think it's up 1. So that's what we've got going on over there, and then we've got another note over there. But I mainly got this melody from listening to the Skybox song and just hearing how the melody was moving and hearing the timing of the melody, and then I just found the notes that worked for me, and I feel like these notes sound beautiful. So let me play this one more time. I know you've heard it like 4 times now, but this is what we got. And it's a really nice loop because it moves back into the first part and all that sort of stuff, which I love to happen. And then obviously I've added my EQing. By the way, grab my R&B trap mixing template if you want to mix your songs in half the time or mix your beats in half the time. The link to the mixing template is jcartray.com/R&B trap FL, and it comes with all of this, so your beats are basically half mixed before you even start doing anything and adding effects. So all I did was I had these EQs on there already because I use this template for every beat that I make, and then I added some RC20. I'll show you the effects. Well, we don't need that on right now. This is what I added: some noise, some wobble, some distortion, a little bit of magnetic, not a lot of stuff. And then I added halftime in order for us to get our verse melody. So this is what our verse melody sounds like. Let's go to song and let's just play the verse chords. So it sounds similar to what I was hearing in Skybox by Gunna. Basically in the, I say verse, what I mean is lower energy. Like generally when I'm structuring beats, I'd have this, for example, you know, these, you know, with all the movement of the melody and all that sort of stuff, that will be in the chorus section, and then the verse will just be straight chords, or half-timed version of the chorus section, which sounds similar to straight chords but a little bit more interesting. But when I was listening to Skybox, I could hear that it kind of sounded like there was 4 chords going on or something like that, with a little bit more movement, and I just added halftime to my chorus chords, and it sounds pretty much similar to what I was hearing in Skybox. So I believe that's what they did there in order to get that lower verse section. But I basically just used the same structure as Skybox for my beat. So this is not the usual structure that I usually do when I'm creating beats. I usually wouldn't have a structure like this because it's a bit all over the place. For example, I have recorded a song to it and it does sound very good, but generally I wouldn't do this because, sorry, my alarm just went off. First I'd have the verse, then I have a pre-chorus, and then I have the chorus, and then I go back into the verse and complete that over. But in this, it actually moves around quite a bit, because first we got the verse chords, then we got the chorus for first pattern, then we got the chorus pattern, then we got the verse pattern again, then we got the verse pattern a little bit mixed up, and then we got the chorus that actually comes in. So this is the actual chorus part, which also has the verse chords in there, and if you listen to Skybox, you'll hear that happening. So basically what I've gone through now is the chorus chords, which I've shown you the MIDI, and then in order to get the verse chords, we just added halftime and also RC20 as well, and we also got RC20 on the chorus chords. Now here is where we use the verse chords, but we actually change it up. So let me show you what we've done over here. So let's listen back to the verse chords so you can kind of hear what's supposed to be happening, and then you hear what we've changed that into. Okay. So right here, it sounds like I went in there and I created another melody, or like I went and added this to a sampler and did all that long stuff. Nope. All I did was I cut it up. First of all, I cut the verse chords by bar, like so, and moved that around. But then I realized that wasn't enough. I needed some different parts. I needed more movement. Just cutting it up by bar wasn't enough, so I changed it to a half beat, I believe, and then I just cut it by quarter. And then at this point, I moved around some of the basic melodic parts, picking from where it was a little bit higher, and then just creating a melody out of that and moving stuff around, and then having the end part of the chords the same, so it still rounds out and it's still familiar. And that's how I came up with this. I believe what I actually did was I, for example, added this part. I think this part came from around here, and then because I cut it into quarters, I could leave the third, like the second half that would usually be there from the verse chords there, and that makes it a bit smoother instead of me just adding this out of nowhere and expecting it to all add up. So I have like the second half of what it was before still there, so it still sounds familiar and it still really fits in. Now we've got over that. Everything else is just drums, and drums are pretty straightforward. We've got the rim and the snare. Let's actually bring it back to the pattern so you can see what's going on. This is just, you know, a normal pattern and then an extra rim or extra snare. So it's normal on the third, and then here we've got another hit. So let me play this back. That's that. And then with the hi-hat, we've got a few light rolls, but not a lot of stuff going on here. And then of course I've I've randomized it with Alt R for the velocities, and then I've randomized it with Alt R for the panning, and I've also panned it to the left as well. So let's listen back. And that's basically, I believe that's pretty much the same hi-hat pattern from the Skybox song. Let me quickly save this because I forgot to actually save this somewhere. So let me do that now. Trust me, save your midis. You know why? Because after you've saved like 100 different midis, you can just package them all in a package and sell them to upcoming producers and new artists and whatnot who want to make it easier for them to create their beats. And once you've created such a big package, you can sell it for like a super reasonable price. Let's say you got a package of like 500 MIDI files and you're selling it for like $30. Those MIDI files aren't really doing much for you. It didn't take a lot of work for you to create it because you're just, you know, making beats and whatnot and saving everything that you make along the way. And you continue to make money from that forever. And it's another income stream away from just selling beats or what have you. So next, we've got an open hat, which wasn't present in the Skybox song, but I just felt like I should have one. So we got open hat before the claps, just the normal open hat plays on the 2. And then we've got the 808 and the kick. We've got no packs, no snares. Usually I definitely have a filtered snare doing something, but we ain't got none of that because I didn't hear it in the Skybox song. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna use this as a template and add all the elements from that. So here's the 808. And we're basically just moving in terms of the bass notes. So if we bring this down here, then it's basically the bass notes, as you can see right there, the same bass notes from the chords, just brought up an octave. So this is the 808. That was just, I believe that was copied from Skybox as well. We just basically copied the rhythm of the 808, not the actual notes. But generally with my 808s, I'm just following my chord notes and just moving around with that. The rhythm is the most important part to actually get the bounce. And then with the kicks, it's just the exact same thing. Kind of, although like we don't have an extra hit there or extra hit there. I've just copied it from Skybox. So there's the kicks. Do we have kicks right there? Yeah. So this is the kicks. Like I don't even need to go in there. We can just show you right here. As you can see, we're mainly hitting the kick every time something happens, but sometimes we're not. So basically not hitting it on this part before this second half. And this is basically the transition place. So we're just letting the 808 ride that out. Okay. And that's pretty much everything that went into this beat. And we've got, you know, an airy riser from my R&B trap drum kit here, and everything else, we're done. It's just, you know, tags and that sort of stuff. And it's just arranging from here. So another great arrangement thing that I got from listening to Skybox was actually keeping the 808 in a little bit for this transition. So if you listen here, usually I would have just cut this off and it would have just been the kick that just came in, but it flows a lot better when you have that in there. So let me play it without the 808 there so you can see how it just like kind of switches. Like that you can hear that switch proper, but when you got this 808 that kind of leads you into the switch, you don't really notice it as much. So that's definitely a trick that I've learned by doing this beat, and something that I'm going to use moving forward. Now usually I'd have a bunch of different, you know, dropouts and all that sort of stuff, but that wasn't in the beat, so I just did what, you know, was in the beat that I was listening to. But that's how you make a Gunna beat from scratch in FL Studio 20. I hope this helped you out. I hope this breakdown helped you see exactly what elements go into creating this type of beat and how you can create it yourself. I'm gonna let the beat play back in the background, and there'll probably be a link to this beat down below if I upload it to my beat catalog. I don't know if I will do that. Nah, I probably will because I'm releasing a song using the beat, so I'll just upload it at some point and I'll get around to it. Right about now I'm just focusing on making songs, so I don't really care about uploading beats to my beat catalog, but link will be in the description if it is there. Also in the description is a link to this mixing template, which will help you save a lot of time and make more beats by half mixing your song before you even start making your beat and making sure that everything sounds mwah. So definitely grab this, link is in the description, or go to jcarterray.com/R&B Trap FL. Now, if you got any questions or any other tutorials that you want me to make, leave those in the comment section down below. My question of the day is, what kind of beat do you want to see me create or break down next? Let me know in the comment section down below. And in the next video, you'll learn more about music, online marketing, and online business. Peace out.